Hello and welcome to this week's Startup right here on Millennium TV, your very first business and financial news channel. My name is Karen Chinda, and on today's episode, we do have a very interesting guest by the name of Mbuyoti Chola. He is the founding director of DigitalBlue Media, and we will be talking about digital marketing. Mbuyoti, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Karen.
How are you today?
I'm good.
I'm glad to have you on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's just get right into it. Tell us a bit about your company. You are an entrepreneur, and of course, you are the managing director of DigitalBlue Media. I would like for you to just help me explain to the viewers what DigitalBlue Media is about.
Okay, so I'll try to make an elevator pitch, something that doesn't take too long. So DigitalBlue Media is a digital marketing and branding agency that helps both local and international clients that are seeking for visibility, increase market share, and grow overall sales. Okay. Yeah, so we leverage a lot more on smart digital marketing techniques that leverage data. So we do data-driven digital marketing or marketing decisions, both branding and digital marketing.
Talking about
Was it too brief?
It's okay. It's understandable, because at the end of the day, what we're looking forward to is our viewers, especially, to understand what digital marketing, DigitalBlue marketing is all about, and especially maybe if you'd want to maybe there are people who might want to partner with you, or maybe would like to work with you. I just want them to have that kind of idea to say what would they be working with, or what are they expecting if or should they want to decide to partner with you in future.
Okay.
So you also mentioned something about branding. So I'm thinking you're talking about designing, graphic designing, and there's also creative designing. I would just like you to help me and explain what the major difference between these two is, because most people think to say they're actually one and the same thing. I'm part of the people who actually think I didn't really know what the difference was between creative designing and graphic designing. What is the major difference between those two?
Okay, so graphic designers, they build elements from scratch. For example, they can build a logo from scratch, from a line, from a dot. I don't know if you do a bit research about art. Art starts, the first thing that starts there is a dot, then a line, then a shape. So graphic designers, they build elements from a dot and a line shape, while creative designers only leverage on already existing elements. So elements are things that you use in the tool. For example, they have to make use of a circle, which is a shape, a square as a shape, a rectangle as a shape, a curve as a shape, and play around with it to come up with something creative. The final product, both people can give you the same product at the end of the day, but there are certain things that the creative designer can't do. For example, if you ask them to give you a particular logo in the way you're seeing it, if you sketch it on the ground, they may not generate that exactly, because they may not find exact pieces that will give them that aspect.
Okay.
That's the major difference.
Okay, so the major difference, as you've explained, let me say in just simple terms, you've mentioned to say graphic designers are the ones that start any kind of design that the client would want from scratch, based on what the client has given them. And creative designers are those that would use already existing elements to just manipulate them into something that they want to work with.
Yeah.
Okay, so also for the sake of our viewers, I would like to ask you this question. What exactly do you understand by digital marketing? What is digital marketing? In
layman's language, digital marketing, it's a compound word, right? So there's digital and marketing.
Exactly.
So I won't explain what marketing is, right? Let's focus on the digital part. So digital marketing is it's a form of marketing that uses that uses technology to reach out to the customers. So marketing, we already know what it is. So it's a form of marketing. That's what we define a go-to-market for people using technology. So when we talk about digital marketing, there is a computer it uses technology, right? Yeah. A mobile phone uses technology. Name it a billboard, digital billboard. Maybe you've heard of digital billboard. Uses technology. So it's also digital. It's part of digital marketing. Though most people want. It's digital marketing, though it's out of home digital marketing. Then when you break them down online, we've got social media, it's digital marketing, we've got websites, applications are part of digital marketing, SMSs are part of digital marketing, WhatsApp, these are part of digital marketing tools, the search engine is part of digital marketing. Why? Because these things either use the technological device or they use technology itself in the process to deliver the marketing.
Okay. So with that said, what would you say some of the most common platforms that most people who are into marketing or in any kind of businesses, most entrepreneurs use when it comes to digital marketing?
On a local scale, we have a lot of people that are using Facebook, and even globally, a lot of people are using Facebook for their digital marketing. Reasons are very simple. It's to start with, it's free, in inverted commas, yes. Right? To set up, but of course to get results, it can never be free. So it's the most common one, Facebook.
Okay, so for your company especially, when you decided to engage yourself in digital marketing, what kind of audience were you looking forward to attracting with that?
The vision from the start, even now, and we're still driving, was to be a premium go-to digital marketing and branding agency. Of course, when you're just starting, you may not get the premium clients. So we are looking at the high-end customers that are looking to stand out from the rest. So doesn't mean that when you say premium, it means only someone who's got a lot of money. Premium, people that want to be on top of people's minds. They want to just be unique in their own way. That was our vision. So anyone that is high-end and premium was our target. That having been said, we find ourselves not working so much with startups. Of course, we do accommodate them, but most of them will be they can't afford certain things the premium clients would afford. Without preempting, I don't mean we don't work with startups. We do work with startups. We've got packages that are suitable for startups, and there are also a million ways that we help startups to leverage technology and deliver something within what they could afford.
Okay, so there's a very important point that you mentioned in the explanation, and that was being unique. So you, Mbuyoti, how did you find yourself doing digital marketing? And what kind of skills would you say you possess that make you suitable enough to continue doing digital marketing?
Okay. How did I find myself? I think it started at uni, at university. I found myself flowing with, I think, trying to help people market, get the things out, apply your creativity to design something for probably a proposal will be outstanding. Then you go ahead and try to do something with Facebook. By then, I think I had zero skills about it. Then I was given a responsibility to manage a page. Then I began to learn more. Then I decided to formally learn more, of course not from a local investor online. I pursued, I did a Google Garage certificate, it's fundamentals of digital marketing, did another certificate with Coursera, did another certificate in digital marketing with Addison University. So after then, I began to learn a lot more. I began to learn more on how now to deliver to customers, and that's how I started up. When I started up, I was just a freelancer. That was in 2014. So 2014, then 2018 officially registered DigitalBlue. I thought, okay, it's better if you establish a brand. What skills do I think I possess that helps us to continue? Without thinking much, more on the creative design and thinking part. The creative aspect of it is what leverages more, and I think it's what even gives us as DigitalBlue a unique market position, because we approach things differently from the way other agencies would approach them. So creative thinking.
As DigitalBlue, I like that. So you know, we didn't really go a bit much into details about DigitalBlue. So what kind of work do you guys as DigitalBlue really specialize in? What do you do at DigitalBlue? Okay,
so we try by all means to focus only on digital marketing and brand development, brand design. So on the digital marketing of it, we do both digital marketing planning and strategy. Some clients may just prefer you to do planning and strategy. And we also do consultants for digital marketing. So you could just say, okay, you know what, I just want to have a 30-minute talk with you, tell us what we need to do different. But on the delivery aspect, we do strategy, content creation, social media, paid adverts, Google paid adverts, and from social media we also do Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. All these include paid adverts for them. We do search engine optimization. We do also we'd also do display adverts, Google display adverts. Probably see it on YouTube, or if you visit our website, you'll see adverts there. The common words technical term for that is pay per click. It's PPC adverts.
Oh, okay.
So probably you've seen people say, "Oh, do you do PPC?" And when they say PPC, it's pay per click, because that's how Google adverts are tailored. You charged as you click. So on the digital marketing aspect, that's that, and we also do develop website. We can deliver the wire frameworks for both website and application, but we don't develop applications on our own. We'll have to work with our associates. But we do the wire framework design, which is also very important in digital marketing. Wire framework design in digital marketing is as good as an architecture or an architect. So if you want to build a house, you don't want to go start building, right? So you take it to an architect who now gives you the person that has to build. So we also do architect. We can do an architect for an app, which is important. That's what determines a website that works, an application that works, and that one that doesn't work. It's the architect behind it, the framework that is behind it. How have you engineered everything to work? What should stand where, what should be where, and why? So we also do that aspect. On the branding aspect, we focus more on brand design and development and planning. So we could do a branding and communication strategy. We could do a brand guideline development. We could also do a brand strategy. We could do brand development from scratch. So brand development to encompass things like design a logo, the layout of the logo application, probably the things like letterheads, business cards, company profiles. Then brand design, anything to do with brochures, company profiles design. You want to brand your premises, so you wondering where you should start from, what should be where. Because these are some things that people don't consider. Okay, we want to brand our offices. Okay, just call someone to come do it. But if you plan about it, you call people like us. Okay, we want to brand this entire place. So we'll come here, do a physical inspection, take our creative guys on scene, begin to visualize what we need to see, take pictures, we do a mock-up, say, okay, this is how this place is going to look. Now we can go ahead and engage a company that can print and install these things. Or we could work with our associates as well, because we still do that to deliver that. That's on the branding aspect.
You've explained quite a lot of things, but there are two questions, two important questions I think I want to ask from that, especially brand designing. So you have worked with a lot of companies, I'm assuming. Why would you say it's important in any kind of business to grow a brand, especially to try and want to brand yourself as a business? Why is that important?
Your brand is your image, and your brand is like your name. You're not there without the brand. Your brand is what represents you, and so the image that people have about it reflects a lot more even in your effectiveness, your sales. People want to buy from you based on who you are. So the brand is who you are. And of course, as opposed to what people mostly, the misperception that people have that to say a brand is a logo. No, a brand is more than a logo. A brand is everything about your company. Starting from the a logo and the color schemes are just the visual representation of your brand. So it's important because it sets you apart. A brand is an identity, and an identity is like when you're at uni or college, or when you're writing exams, you got the exam number, the computer number, the student number, which is unique from every other student. You won't have two people having, what's your computer number, 111. The other one has to be 112. So your brand identity, your brand should be that way. You should not have DigitalBlue having a code 112, another company having 112. It means you have no a differentiation factor in your market. So your brand helps you to have a differentiation factor. So you may not have that differentiation factor based on the pricing. You may be charging the same price, right? So you charge the same price, but the way you position yourself, your culture in your business, the way you handle your clients is part of your branding as well. The way you dress, what you wear, this is part of our branding.
Yeah.
And there's a lot we can talk about branding. It's another topic on its own. It's one thing to have a logo. It's one thing also to brand, and it's one thing to have a brand. So branding, for example, there's also another misperception to think that printing anything that has your business name and logo and colors is branding. No, it's not. The true branding needs to have a strategy and has to be consistent. So it's planned. For example, clients that we work with, the first thing we tell them is, if you want us to do the work, provide us with your brand manual. We need to know how you apply most of these things. You don't just wake up and say, can you brand my cars? Then someone goes to brand the cars. No. If you have a brand manual, there's a way you want, because it's about giving a visual imagination about your business staying in the customer's mind. So you want that to stay in your customer's mind, and the only thing that stays in someone's mind is something that's displayed consistently. What fonts do you use? They have to be consistent. Your message tone has to be consistent. So what is your message tone like? Does it reflect who you are? What is your office culture like? If someone visited your office, do they see that tone that they saw on social media in the office culture? That's part of branding itself. It's a strategy. You can actually, currently, to surprise you, you can do branding without printing anything.
Okay, how is that?
Because branding is not printing. The best example I can give is based on a brand. If someone is building a personal brand, what do they call it a personal brand? Do they go around printing things? No. Why? They're consistent with what they do. The name that they have, it's a brand. So it's got a personal brand. And how they carry themselves, what they say, is part of branding. So there's a lot about branding.
I like
actually, people misunderstand branding for marketing. You can be, if you are doing print without a strategy, you're just marketing without branding.
Like we've mentioned, I think we're going to have you again here on the program, so we could just talk about branding on its own, as a topic, but also going back to what you explained, of course, what you people as DigitalBlue do. You also talked about social media marketing. Now, we've seen and heard of people who they take it actually as a job, just managing other people's social media, their personal accounts maybe, or even their pages. What does it really involve to be able to manage or be hired as somebody who will be managing somebody's account on social media? It could be maybe Facebook, it could be on Instagram, it could be on Twitter, or any social media platform. Managing a whole company, what does that really take?
Okay. So social media, there are two parts. There are actually several parts of social media, right? I'll break some for you. So you need to find your strength in any of those. So when you say social media marketing, it's a general term. There's content creation, there's management, there's strategy, there's audit. So you need to find where your strength lies in. Unfortunately, most people will see it only on the face front of it. So, okay, this is social media marketing. Get a post and post it. Now, what are you going to do let me rephrase the question, to get customers pay you more or pay you what you think you deserve?
For managing
the social media.
Yes.
If you're going to do the exact thing they think they can do, even I don't think I can pay you. You have to deliver something more than they can do. You have to explain to them why they need to pay you more and not anyone else. Now, in so doing, I also want to tell you maybe 3 or 4 things that don't mean social media marketing or digital marketing that most people think do. The first thing, social media marketing is not graphic design. Right. Then the second thing, social media marketing is not boosting posts. The third thing is social media marketing is not just about waking up and putting up a post and sharing it. Social media marketing, what will make you unique and be hired, is the core of social media marketing is strategy. You have the right strategy, and how do you have the right strategy? You need to understand, 1, your market, and 2, understand the product for your customers. How do you link what your customer wants and what the customer wants and what you are offering. If you want to start as an entrepreneur, as an agency, you need to understand the 2 points. This is my customer, for example, sells solar panels, who is the company. And here's the audience, who is a mixture of people. They do different things. What do they want to hear, and what are you offering? The strategy is, how do you make these two get along from two different worlds? That's the real, true social media. You can do social media marketing without any graphic design. Graphic design is just to enhance your visibility. So just pushing yourself, put your strength in strategy. Then also find your core strength. If possible, develop a team around you. If you can't build your own team in-house, get your work to an agency. Why agencies like us? Because we've got different people that we work with. We've got everyone who is specialized in different aspects. Because if you need really to deliver results for your digital marketing, you're going to need the following. 1, person who's got a strength in digital in strategy. Then 2, someone with a strength in creative design, creativity or graphic design. That's why now graphic design comes in. Content creation. That one will do the videos, the posters. That's content creation. 3, you need even a copywriter. You can specialize those. A copywriter, the person that makes sure that all the words are okay and everything is on point. A copywriter can be a content creator as well. If a copywriter can be a content creator, you may have to hire a content creator who is also independent. Once you have these things, you need to find someone who will be able to measure your results from time to time and also help to feed back that information to you to strategize, which is a digital marketing auditor. A digital marketing or social media auditor is a person that now looks at the numbers, analyze the results that you're getting, analyze the data that is coming from the customers. What demographic are we dealing with? Okay, from the past XYZ, this type of content performed better than this. Can we push our strategy to this direction? And that's what makes us so unique as DigitalBlue Media, because we use data-driven decisions, which are data-driven smart decisions. You never go wrong with that.
Okay. I like how you sell yourself. You never go wrong with us.
No, we're using data. So data never lies. Numbers never lie. So we'll look at the past 1 year, how has been data on your page, or can we run a campaign for like a month, then use that data to re-strategize.
Okay. In case you're just joining us, we are talking to Mr. Mbuyoti. Of course, he is an entrepreneur and also founding director of DigitalBlue Media. We are talking everything digital marketing today, the aspect of digital marketing, of course, when it comes to entrepreneurship. So having said that, Mbuyoti, I want to ask you this question. Is Zambia really ready for a firm such as yours, considering too many of our companies only have digital presence on social media rather than websites or apps?
I think the market is ready. It's slowly getting there. We've not fully embraced digital marketing. A lot of companies are still going the conventional way, the print way, which is also necessary for effective branding. You can't just effective marketing. You just need to be everywhere. We are ready, and the market, I think, it's huge. There's enough room for almost everywhere. Of course, not almost everywhere, but there's still a lot of enough room. Why am I saying the market is ready? If we still exist and we're existing and we're still paying our bills, meaning
and you're still going forward,
and we're still growing, meaning the market is ready.
Okay, so what are the expectations of most of your typical customers, and also how do you work around achieving what your potential client wants? Okay.
So 2 main things that almost every client, almost every business would want. If, let me say, every profit-making business would want, because you can have different type of clients. Some of them may not be non-profit making. So if you're dealing with any profit-making company, they're always looking for a return on investment on whatever they spend. What does that mean? It means whatever activity you're going to do, they need to make sure that they result into a growth pattern on the sales aspect. 3/4 of the clients will be looking for that. Most of them, they also will be looking for brand awareness. So they want to see more people talk about their campaign, more people knowing about their campaign, even if it doesn't drive the results into sales, and more people probably interacting with their campaign. So it's to drive sales, engagement, and visibility. That's why we target clients that are seeking for visibility, market share, and overall sales. Because that's what most clients actually look for.
Okay. So as DigitalBlue Media, what sort of PR packages do you offer to your clients mostly?
So 2 main things that almost every client, almost every business would want. If, let me say, every profit-making business would want, because you can have different type of clients. Some of them may not be non-profit making. We have about 4 different packages for social media, but generally when clients do come through, because every client has got different objectives they want to achieve, we mostly do tailor-made packages. So we sit with you, understand what you want, and tell you this is what we can do for you. That's the package. Unless you're not sure of what you want, then we give you options of what's already there.
Yeah. Okay. So what are most of the advantages you can say are there for digital marketing as compared to the old tradition of having radio and TV?
Data, and data.
That is the only advantage, or the biggest advantage?
No, that's the biggest advantage. Digital marketing leverages data. And as the result, it's able to help you make smart decisions. You are able to effectively measure the results that you're getting. And I'm not going to tell you to say digital marketing is cheaper than TV. Yeah. People think digital marketing is cheaper because they look at it's cheap, it's zero kwacha, it costs me nothing to create a Facebook page. True.
Yeah, you just have to sit there, buy bundles.
But have you ever thought of,
you've opened the page,
if you want to get results out of social media, the only reason actually why most people give up on digital marketing and say, I think it doesn't work, because they don't invest in it. When it comes to money aspect, why digital marketing is better than the native way is because digital marketing is cost effective. I'll use the cost effective word, not cheaper word. Yeah. So if I'm going to spend 10,000 kwacha on digital marketing, I can easily see the results that 10,000 kwacha has brought, even in terms of revenue generation, even in terms of sales. However, it doesn't mean that, and it's not a comparison of pricing. So, TV costs 3,500 for an advert, so digital marketing should be maybe twice cheaper. No, that's not true. Digital marketing is costly. It's only in Zambia that people still invest less in digital marketing. There are companies that have got budgets of more than $100,000 per month on digital marketing. And that is able to push their sales by far. That's what's cost effectiveness. You can still have the same budget for 100,000, but you don't get sales that are more. You invest the 100,000, you get probably 10 times more results than you could do with the native advertising.
Okay. So with that said, in what way do you see the industry progressing within Zambia, particularly drawing on experience around the world?
Well, the fact that we're now like a global village, slowly the world is being interconnected, and Zambia is not left out. The way digital marketing is being embraced now, the truth is it's not the way it was in 2014. Now, at least, even if you taught someone, say, okay, your company needs to go digital, they'll know what you're talking about. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some people didn't even know what going digital meant. Literally no idea. Like you have to, not even the way Facebook, like Facebook marketing, what's that? So, but now a lot of people know what Facebook marketing is. They know what the word digital, they may not fully understand it, but they know what it is. So it means we're headed towards a brighter future, and the COVID-19 situation also kind of opened enough room for people to decide to go digital. I think there's more need for people to go digital now than ever, because they understand that there's this new normal, and the truth is, even when COVID will be done, people will be used to the new normal. So people would still want to work from their bedrooms, of course, I mean house. They would want to work in the comfort of their home. So everyone has just to embrace the going digital. We've seen the new technologies of AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, which is still part of digital marketing. We don't do that yet. That's another word. That's another word. Yet. Okay. Yeah, because DigitalBlue, so digital has to be everything. Yet we don't do that yet. So the future, I think, is bright. And if you paid attention closely to the new government, they've expressed a lot of interest in trying to drive Zambia to be a digital based country, like promote more digital marketing, because that's the future. The future is digital. Everything is going digital. Digital currencies, digital everything. So it's just the way that everyone has to embrace.
Okay, we're actually in the dying minutes of our interview, but I just want to ask you to say, so let's say if we're to put your company in the next 5 years, where do you see it going, in that time, and what can you say you're actively doing in order to achieve that?
Okay. So when we started, we had a 8 years target. In that 8 years, the first 8 years, we wanted to establish at least 2 branches in Zambia. Two more, like one here in Lusaka and 2 more branches outside in Zambia. Now, 3 years down the line, so we're saying the next 5 years, it's directly answering your question, is to establish ourselves, grow our market share, and also step out to other parts of the country. Going ahead of you, probably in the next 10 years, we see ourselves at least establishing outside Zambia.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can only wish you the very best with that at this point.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this point, I think I'm just going to ask you to, sell yourself to, your possible clients, potential clients out there. Like, if they wanted to get in touch with you, of course, if they wanted to visit DigitalBlue, how would they find you? How do they get in contact with you?
Okay, so I wish I could brag to say, please just go and look out just search for the top 5 digital marketing companies in Zambia.
You already are bragging.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Google does recognize that. Actually, they actually contacted us. They want to partner. But you can reach us on anywhere. We're on Facebook. You can reach us. Just search for DigitalBlue Media, Instagram, DigitalBlue Media, Twitter, DigitalBlue Media. Because of our target, we're not so active on Instagram, but you can still find us there and still reach us. And also visit our website, which is www.mydigitalbluemedia.com, or email us at hello@mydigitalbluemedia.com, or you can visit us in person. We have an office in Kalundo and one in Salama Park.
Okay. Mbuyoti, I would like to talk to you more about digital marketing, especially when it comes to these platforms like the social medias and everything, because I still have a lot to learn. I'm sure also my viewers out there have learned a lot, I'm hoping. So thank you very much for coming through to the program today.
Thank you for giving me the platform.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we were talking to Mr. Mbuyoti Chela, of course, like I mentioned, he is an entrepreneur and also a founding director of DigitalBlue Media, which is, we were also talking about the entrepreneurship aspect of digital marketing, what it was all about, and especially most of the things that you might have needed to know about digital marketing. I do hope that out there at home you had your notes especially and pens to just jot down a few points that Mr. Mbuyoti helped elaborate for us, and things that we learned from. So until next time, it is bye-bye for now.